A girl pretends to be innocent while killing many people, but now a mysterious man is pursuing her because she has chosen the path of evil. The movie opens with a video from Maxine's childhood. In this video, she is performing a dance at a church. This scene sets up her dream of becoming a famous actress. Now, as an adult, she is chasing that dream and goes to an audition with a director. Maxine's audition is a success. The director is impressed by her acting, confidence, and attitude. Excited about her future, Maxine leaves the audition and drives back to her village. Once she reaches home, one of her colleagues invites her to a party in Hollywood, but Maxine declines the invitation. Instead, she focuses on her work and goes to shoot a scene. After completing the scene, she receives a call from her manager. He has great news, she got the role she auditioned for. Maxine Minx lands the lead role in a new horror film, The Puritan 2, impressing the director despite her past experience being solely in adult films. Overjoyed, she rushes to tell her friend, Leon, who owns a shop below her apartment. He is just as excited about the news. Maxine can't stay long, as she has to go to another place to perform a live dance. She dances in an empty room with a mirror in front of her. Unbeknownst to her, someone is watching her from behind the mirror. This mysterious person, dressed in leather, becomes angry as he watches her dance. His rage grows to the point where he breaks the mirror and kills Maxine, but he can't right now. Despite this ominous event, Maxine leaves the room. On the way, she encounters Tabby Martin, another adult entertainer, who also invites her to the party Amber mentioned. However, Maxine declines the invitation again. Although it is late at night, she walks confidently and shows no fear. As she walks, a man stops her in a dark alley. Instead of panicking or calling for help when a police car drives by, Maxine pulls out a gun. She points it at the man and forces him to undress. She then walks away, crushing parts of his body with her heels and telling him about a past incident where she crushed someone's head who tried to harm her. Back at home, Maxine watches a movie with Leon and then goes to bed. In the middle of the night, the doorbell rings. She goes to check but finds no one there. However, someone has left an envelope outside her door. She takes it inside and finds a tape inside the envelope. When she plays the tape, she sees it is a movie featuring herself with many adult scenes. It is clear that someone is trying to blackmail her. Without losing her mind, she tells Leon to find out who is behind this. The story then shifts to Maxine's colleagues, who have gone to the Hollywood Hills party. Unfortunately, they are kidnapped at the party. They are blindfolded, and their eyes and mouths are covered while their video is being made. The person responsible is the same man in leather who watched Maxine dance. The next morning, Maxine goes to the studio for her first movie. It is a horror film, and she needs to change her appearance significantly. For a particular scene, a lot of wax is applied to her face, and she must keep her eyes and mouth closed for a long time. During this process, she feels as if a ghost is behind her, trying to strangle her. She panics and suffocates, but manages to clear the wax from her mouth and breathe before anything happens. The scene is cut, and we are shown a pool scene where two police detectives have arrived to investigate because two bodies were found in the pool. These bodies are Maxine's colleagues, and they have strange symbols on them. Maxine finishes her shoot and heads home, but finds a card in her car. The card has a number on it and a message saying it would be good to talk. Despite her reluctance, Maxine calls the number. The person on the other end is a private detective who wants to meet her in a hotel. In the evening, Maxine meets the detective, John Labit. He tells her that someone who has been gathering information about her wants to meet. If she doesn't comply, he will expose all the bad things she has done, which could ruin her future. He gives her a newspaper clipping about a murder in Texas, which scares Maxine because she knows she was involved in that murder. He is investigating the murders of her colleagues. Maxine doesn't answer his questions, fearing that she might get caught for her past crimes. Although she has nothing to do with the current case, she is still cautious. Maxine is also being blackmailed by the man in leather, but she doesn't report him to the police for fear of getting herself into trouble. Meanwhile, her director calls and takes her to see the movie set. They drive far from the city to a beautiful location. Here, Maxine sees a girl through the window. She knows the girl isn't really there, it's just her guilty conscience haunting her because Maxine killed that girl. The director tells Maxine that the producer doesn't want her in the movie because of her questionable background. However, the director loves her acting and encourages her to give her best performance. He assures her that the movie will be in theaters and her fame will increase. Maxine agrees, determined not to miss this opportunity. On her way home, Maxine notices the same detective, Lagane, who warned her earlier, following her. Frustrated, she stops her car and tells him to leave her alone or face consequences. She threatens him by punching him in the face. Then she drives to her manager's place and tells him everything about the blackmailer and the detective. She explains how the man knows all about her past and is threatening to expose her. The manager advises her to focus on her movie, promising to handle the rest. After some time, Maxine goes home and starts memorizing her script. Meanwhile, the man who wanted to meet Maxine kills her friend, Leon, to take revenge on her for refusing to meet him. The murder is gruesome, instilling fear in everyone. After the murder, he gets into Lagane's car, revealing that the detective is helping him. The next morning, Maxine steps out of her flat to find a crowd outside. She learns that Leon has been murdered and is left in shock. The body has the same symbol as her colleagues. The police take Maxine to the station for questioning, as the 3 murdered people were connected to her. They urge her to tell them everything because they can figure out the killer through this. Despite the risk of becoming the killer's next target, Maxine doesn't reveal anything and returns to the studio. At the studio, Maxine meets her co-actor, Molly, who boosts her confidence, assuring her that she will perform well in the movie. They can't discuss much about the film because her co-actor has to leave for a Hollywood Hills party. Before leaving, Maxine reminds her co-actor of the party. The detective, still tailing Maxine, shows up at the studio with a gun. Maxine is scared and flees to the house where the movie is being shot. The security team catches the detective, Lagane. Seeing Maxine's fear, the director warns her to resolve her issues over the weekend as she can't tolerate problems at work. Maxine heads to the party, aware that the detective, Lagane, will follow her. She leads him to a garage where her manager and another man are waiting. They knock the detective unconscious, take him to a junkyard, and crush his car with a machine, destroying all evidence of his death. Feeling satisfied, Maxine returns home and takes a shower. She remembers her co-actress, Molly, who mentioned going to a Hollywood Hills party where her colleagues were killed. Maxine decides to go to the party, thinking she might save her co-actress. When she arrives, she sees police detectives following her. She finds no party but hears noises inside the house. She enters and sees a video of her childhood dance performance playing. This is the same house where her colleagues were killed. Maxine realizes it might be a trap. Finally, she meets the man in leather, who turns out to be her dad. He has been searching for Maxine for years, and now he has caught her. Her dad believes horror movies corrupt people's minds, leading them to sin. To stop these sins and expose Hollywood, he committed the murders and marked the victims with a symbol. Maxine came to save her co-actress but finds her severed head in a suitcase. Before she can react, her dad knocks her unconscious and ties her to a tree for an exorcism. He believes he can cleanse Maxine of her sins. His followers are recording the event. Just as her dad is about to mark her face, detectives arrive and shoot him, thwarting his plan. In the ensuing chaos, many people are killed, but Maxine's dad escapes. The detectives pursue him to the Hollywood Hills sign, where a final confrontation occurs. Injured and exhausted, Maxine's dad collapses. Maxine arrives, ready to kill him. Before she can act, a police helicopter arrives. Maxine realizes that killing her dad here will make her a heroine and boost her fame. Without hesitation, she crushes his head, killing him. The scene cuts to some time later. Maxine's movie has premiered, and she has become famous. She is being interviewed and admired by thousands. Her fame has grown, fulfilling her dreams. The story ends with Maxine basking in her success and newfound celebrity status. If you like this movie, then don't forget to subscribe to the channel, *.